If you're deciding to become a parent, make sure that you're committed to being one your whole life. And yes, financially too. My name is Mandulo, and we are here to talk about stuff that we really don't like to talk about. It's uncomfortable, but we here in a space where we know how to deal with discomfort and we make friends with discomfort, because discomfort is simply information to help us move forward, to live better, to be better, to do better, to see better, to improve ourselves. That comes through self mastery and comes through dedication and commitment to self, through really liking yourself and understanding that when you fully love yourself, it's because you like yourself. That's from the healed wound state. Okay. So here's the thing. I always speak about this. There's always a being and a doing relationship, right? When in harmony, the being reflects the doing and there's a flow. When there is not harmony, the being will go into the doing and the doing will go into the being. Okay. Now, the relationship between your parent and yourself, a parent will never feel that they have done enough. So that's the doing. In turn, you will feel that you aren't enough. So that's the being. Now, you must understand that your parent in the being and the doing are a reflection, and you are a reflection of them. Okay. So you are a reflection of the inner state of being, and they are a reflection of their parents' inner state and being. So they too are kids who didn't feel enough because their parents didn't feel like they did enough. If that wound is not healed from your parents, it will ripple into their kids. Okay. So already, then the kids are born into a state of dysfunction, because this is not our state of having lack. That's not our state. But we are born into that. And we start becoming conditioned to believe the states from the inner state of being, because remember I said you are a mirror reflection of your inner state of being of your parents, or the inner state of being of your parents. So now here's this trend that seems to come about. You've got your grandparents, you've got your parents, and then you've got you. So each one was passing down their wounds. And if I'm connecting to you because you're a generational curse breaker. So you'll understand this a lot deeper. So your grandparents passed down stuff to your parents have been passing down stuff to you. Now, because there are certain unhealed states within your parents, you are the one to cut those cords. So you are healing. Now, here's the thing. Because your parents didn't receive the love that they needed from their parents, they only have what they have. They couldn't give it to you. Does that make sense? So your grandparents, the being and the doing was off, wasn't in full function. It got passed down to your parents. And if they didn't do anything about it, then it got passed down to you. But here's the thing now. Because if certain things of your parents weren't healed, and remember I said the main healing is a relationship between the being and the doing, that the being must be and the doing must do, because it's an inspiration and it's from an inspired state. It's from an inspirited state of mind, right? It's not from the ego. And the unhealed, let me just feel into this again. we have the unhealed, and we have the healing. So now your parents are looking for love because they're looking for safety, because they didn't get that from their parents. So they are seeking love. And through seeking love, they seeked each other. They bonded at their wounds. Right? That's your parents. They bonded at their wounds. And up until they heal their wounds, you are the one to come heal their wounds for them on their behalf as well. So what has seemed to happen is parents, because they weren't loved the way they needed to, they somehow have this story in the mind, it's been passed down somehow, that they're going to take care of you up until a certain point, and then after a certain point, you got to start taking care of them. And usually that taking care of them is monetary, buying things, replacing what they as parents needed to do. And it's almost like this payback system, which I personally find weird. It's strange to me because you are the parent. You are the ones in your love, and whatever levels of unconsciousness existed brought me about, right? And in bringing me into existence, of course, on a spiritual level, we all called, or a soul level, we all called each other in. But on the physical plane too, we must understand the practicalities of all these things that happen on the spiritual plane. So if now you could only give me what you have, and if what you have was from a feeling of not feeling good enough, then you are passing that not good enough onto me. That is why I, through the journey, at stages up until I feel good enough, do not feel good enough. Do you understand? So now you have passed that down to me. And then it's like almost like reverse Uno. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it's like reverse Uno. It's like now you want me to pay you back for being the parent, but it's like you almost getting back at your parents through me. And it's like, hold on. Wait a minute. You are the parent. That's why I said, if you're a parent, and for those people who are looking to have kids and become a parent, to be a parent takes a lifetime responsibility. A lifetime responsibility. And it's okay if you don't agree, but take the points for what I'm saying. It is a lifetime, and yes, even financially. Your child should never have to pay you back for coming into existence. That burden was for you to heal. And whatever their burdens are is for them to heal. But now you are moving as a child now in a wounded state around the world, because the conditioning of what the parent had was mainly of fear and a survival, in like that deep survival mode. So that's passed down onto me. Now I'm doing the work to heal just before I can just exist in the world, to be free of these wounds. I'm having to dedicate my time. I'm having to do the work and the healing work. I'm having to still be able to just navigate end of the month bills. And I'm supposed to be able to socialize with the world. And I'm just supposed to be like this normal human being. This dreamy effect, for those of you who want to become parents because you want your best friend, please, it needs to stop. It's a beautiful thing to have a family. It's a beautiful thing to be a parent, to have kids. But you must be intentional about what space you are bringing these kids into, what sort of environment you are bringing your child into, and possible children. What legacy are you leaving and seeding within them behind? Not physical things, internal, heart, love, kindness. liking themselves, being able to teach your kids to like themselves from their wounds, to be healed, to completely love. Because a lot of the times, up until I was really digging deeper into the healing work, I didn't realize I was loving from my wounds. And yes, that's a part of love. But when you start liking yourself and you realize you start loving yourself, you can't surround yourself with people who can only see themselves through their wounds, unfortunately. This is where relationships start to part. Because up until someone is entangled with the story of what they were going to identify as helping them be the best that they can be, they have now become the thing that was supposed to be the thing that they are not. So please, yes, you can romanticize life. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But if you are deciding to be a parent, and if you are a parent, you are responsible for your child until the day. Until the day. And yes, of course, there's going to be, old age and that naturalness of life. And there's always going to be that natural care, but not from the aspect of saying you have to pay me back. No child ever has to pay their parent back. No child should ever feel that burden of coming into the world and having to pay you back. It's unfair. It's irresponsible. And it's just that time of our lives to talk about these things that every single family, every single person, their problems start in the home. Not one person you can speak to didn't have such a drive because of the brokenness that rest in the homes, the wounds that are circulating within the homes. Not one person. Everybody's addicted to something because they're looking for comfort, because that is what they did not find in the home. And in the home of the home where they were supposed to find comfort, they found having to pay back. So already, if you're saying, I have to pay you back, you're already not going to feel deserving. You're always going to feel like you need to seek validation. And in seeking validation from someone who doesn't even like themselves, it's a recipe for disaster. Just look at the state of the world. Every person right now that is hurting is from the seed of the unhealed wounds in the home. Everybody. And if we don't start taking responsibility and we think that someone else needs to take care of us in that way. Wait, what am I saying there? Because I just said that parents, it's their full responsibility. But each one of us now, from hearing this message today, needs to understand whatever you are doing moving forward, you need to take full responsibility of that. So that whatever family you are deciding to bring into the world, you're not ever, 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 ever going to make your kids pay back what you brought into that. How do you say this? You're not going to allow your kid or make them feel like they owe you. Don't ever make your child feel like they owe you, because you make them feel like they aren't deserving to be here. It's unfair, once again, and it's irresponsible. So please, Let's be responsible, because we all are participating in this world. And in order for this world to vibrate in a better state, and for people to really see the glory of our existence, it means that we have to dig deep. We have to dig deep, and we have to look at our wounds and face the truth. And like I said, I'm just one of those who aren't shy about just sharing the truth, because the more we know, the more we know. The more we know, the better equipped we are. The more equipped we are, the safer we feel. The safer we are, the kinder we are, the less fearful we are, the less fearful that we think that someone's trying to hurt us. We wouldn't need weapons if we felt safe. But we're just running around with a whole lot of people who aren't feeling safe. Anyways, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I hope I've given you food for thought and the responsibility that you got to make sure as a parent that you are willing to completely parent, even financially, till the end. Once again, if you want to do some coaching, if you feel that you're ready to self-master yourself and you're ready to break the wounds and the generational curses from your parents that have passed on from your grandparents, I'm here to help you. But in order for me to help you, you need to be committed to yourself. And I'm just here to help you stay committed to yourself. Please do take care. And until next time, let's see what other topic comes through.